Yo, yo, yo. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? So I guess I should like start talking even though the stream didn't like properly kick in yet for those watching on YouTube, but more or less in this video what I want to go over is just like all of the major things that got revealed or announced in Bethesda's live stream today. And yeah, so there's actually a lot of information that like came out, and again I just kind of wanted to do a bit of an overview video looking at everything. Let me post this in Discord really quick. I want to do this as a live stream because I kind of wanted to have it as somewhat of a discussion as I talked about each topic, and you know, so we could actually look at oh that's my voice. We could like look at everything that came out and you know, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so first I kind of have like a bunch of tabs open, and again we're gonna do this not impromptu, but we're gonna just look at everything. That's what we're gonna do. So this is the live stream right now. As you can see, Vault Boy was put to bed. That's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because it seems like they're holding off until tomorrow. And something pretty interesting, the clock's changing. It seems like they actually established a time, but now the clock's changing, so who actually knows what's going on with the clock? But when they actually put the Vault Boy to bed, they set the clock to, let's see. Yeah, as you can see right here, they put the clock to 9:45, so in this, they'll actually put the clock down. So it seems like we're actually going to get a full trailer tomorrow at 9:45. See, Vault Boy's getting put to bed. And if you actually look at the little watch there, it's set to seemingly 9:45. Seemingly. So that's exciting, I guess. Well, not really exciting, but so it seems like we're going to get a trailer at 9:45 a.m. tomorrow, which is what a lot of us are expecting. So I'm going to do like a live stream also at that time. I want to hopefully get a live reaction. It has not hit 9:45 p.m. Eastern time in the States yet. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 9:45 p.m. Eastern time because everyone went home. That doesn't really make a lot of sense because you'd have to pay everyone overtime. Hey bro, I think it's New Vegas type game, I hope. Thanks, man. It might be actually. We're going to get a little bit into that. But yeah, so that's like the first major takeaway from the live stream is trailer tomorrow, 9:45 a.m. If you're, you know, wake up, set an early alarm, 9:45 a.m. Eastern time, specifically Bethesda is in Eastern time. So I would look out around that time for a trailer, or 9:47. I mean, whatever, around 9:45 a.m. If it was actually set to 9:47, then that's fine. So we got throughout the stream, if you actually watched the live stream as it went on all day, we got a ton of like these little clips that popped up. And a lot of people, especially initially, were trying to read into it. I remember seeing this one when I was actually watching the stream when this one happened. And the guy's just like, what the heck? So I don't actually think a lot of people took a lot away from this balloon one, because they were saying that the balloon, oh, I kind of skipped it. Yeah, so this girl runs in and throws a bunch of balloons in the air. And a lot of people from this were saying, oh, what that probably means is a Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition, because Fallout 3's anniversary, or 10-year anniversary, is coming this October, as you can see. So this whole thing is probably a teaser for a Fallout 3 remaster. I don't think that's the case. So even though the balloons might indicate that, as this went on, they became increasingly trolly. You know, they all just kind of became random. And yeah, see, like this guy, he's just like, it doesn't really mean anything. Oh yeah, this is actually pretty funny. If you guys don't know what this is, so this was actually posted on the Bethesda Softworks subreddit. And he said, if you're reading this, Bethesda Game Studios, and we know you are, bobble the head. And this guy actually, that's what this clip is. He bobbles the head. As you can see, watch the little head there, which I thought this was particularly funny. I don't know why I'm not talking. There's nothing here. So yeah, he bobbles the head, and it's actually from that post. So we did learn they actually read the subreddit. So that's probably what they're doing all day. And moving on from that, what else did we learn? So of course we learned those two things. We learned the release time of tomorrow. The trailer tomorrow is probably going to be around 9:45 a.m. or 9:47 Eastern time. So that's it's a little over 12 hours. So like 13 hours and 10 minutes from right now, I would expect a trailer, and I will be live streaming that. We learned that they read that subreddit. But the major takeaway, the one thing I'm trying to mention here is I don't think the little things they did throughout this actually are indicative of anything. Like a few of these obviously are indicative. So like when he sets the clock, I think, yes, that's corresponding to the trailer time. But what I don't actually think is meaningful are these little things, like people seeing the balloon girl, the big plush head. Like they're really random. Like I don't think the balloons mean Fallout 3 remastered, and we'll get a little bit more into that in a moment. I don't think those two things correspond. What somebody actually realized is this, which is really interesting. The people appearing are longtime Bethesda Game Studios designers and not employees. I recognize several of them now. This is a new Fallout game. So a lot of the people that pop up on screen, I actually recognized a few of them are actually people that have been known to work on Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 at Bethesda Game Studios. They're people that have been working at this company for a while. So it just seems like they're probably teasing the game and just having fun doing random things in the background. Again, that doesn't necessarily confirm or deny it's a Fallout game. Obviously, it makes it a lot more likely it's a Fallout game. But again, if you're trying to read into this, I don't think these are... There's just way too many. And some of them are super random, like the flask. Like this one. Like this just... I don't think this is indicative of something. Like, I don't think we could cherry pick the balloon girl to mean Fallout 3 Anniversary and not read deeply into this. You know what I mean? So that's like the major takeaway, the first major takeaway. Although the clock one I think is real. And the Game of Thrones clip, yeah, like the Game of Thrones clip. I don't think it's gonna be a new Game of Thrones game. I don't think that's what that means. I just think the employees of this Fallout, or the employees at Bethesda that worked on this new Fallout game, were doing random things in the background. That's my takeaway. So let's see. Then we have the next one. This is pretty interesting. So this is Jason Shreier. I don't know how to say his name, but he actually says, hope this guy has a spare shoe. And this guy is actually an insider. He's an editor at Kotaku. And if you guys don't know, Kotaku is actually responsible for the previous Fallout 4 leak, a leak that was confirmed to be true. And they actually are blacklisted now, apparently, from Bethesda. So they leaked information about Fallout 4 that was true, and now Bethesda, you know, I guess doesn't send them review codes, things like that. So that is pretty interesting. But he's a known, like, gaming insider. It's not just some random dude on the internet. And he was actually pretty vocal throughout this whole process over the course of this day. So one thing that is pretty interesting is he tweeted this out. And he says, hope this guy has a spare shoe. So what this is being said is on the Fallout subreddit, and it says, if it isn't Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition with a Switch port, I'll eat a shoe. So now this guy, who's apparently an insider, is saying that it's not Fallout 3 Anniversary, because it's a double negative. So if it isn't, for this guy saying it is Fallout Anniversary, but if it's not, he'll eat a shoe. This guy saying he's going to have to eat a shoe because it's not Fallout Anniversary or Fallout 3 Anniversary. So that's pretty hopeful. Obviously, a lot of us don't want it to be Fallout 3 Anniversary. Maybe some of you do. A lot of us are hoping for a totally new game. Well, this actually goes a bit further. He actually went on some other forums also. And again, this is all the same guy. This is his account. And you can see he's a verified user, so it's not just somebody with the same name. And if he says here, this is on Reset Hour, by the way, which is the same source I was using earlier. And let's see, can I find him again? Verified. It's not a remaster. To be honest, I don't think anyone's going to guess what it is. So that's really interesting. And, you know, take from that what you will, but he actually expands even further. So again, he does work for Kotaku, so he actually wrote an article about this. Over 140,000 people are watching a Fallout bobblehead on Twitch, which is in and of itself pretty crazy. And from here, in the last paragraph, he says, some fans have also theorized that this might be some sort of remaster of Fallout 3 or Switch port of Fallout 4. But from what we've heard, this is a new game, one that takes this series in a brand new direction. We're expecting to see more tomorrow. So this is really interesting because, again, this is an insider. I'll zoom in on this because I'm only using like a third of my screen right now. But can I make it? Is there no... There's no bottom scroll bar. This is interesting because, again, this is somebody with inside knowledge, and the three things he said is it's not Fallout 3 Anniversary, it's not a remaster, and he doesn't think any of us are going to guess what it is. And finally, it's a new game that takes a series in a brand new direction. So I was trying to think, what does that actually mean? Now, this is actually part of the conversation part. I wanted to hear what your guys' take on this was. So I was thinking, if it's not a remaster, all right, so that rolls out Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4 remastered, including, I assume, remakes of Fallout 1 and 2, which is something else people are speculating about. So then I was like, I guess it could potentially be a spin-off. And one of the things I was like, see it in a new direction. I was like, what if this is a spin-off game, like Fallout New California, well, that's a bad name, Fallout New Orleans, or New Orleans, that actually has a large pre-war component to the game. That was one of the things I was thinking. I don't know if that's going to be true. You know, I mean, I definitely think it's plausible, but the pre-war component is something that some people are speculating with the colored TV. Maybe it's pre-war. That doesn't make a ton of sense because if you had black and white TV in the post-war segments, why would you have color TV in the pre-war segment? You know what I mean? Like, just doesn't make much sense. But a lot of people are saying, oh, maybe it's the light. People are still hopeful, things like that. So maybe this game has a significant pre-war component. When people saw Fallout 4, I remember actually being a fan myself, a lot of people were really hoping for a bigger pre-war component because in the Fallout 4 trailer, they actually show a lot of pre-war stuff. If you actually watch through this trailer, you'll see that a lot of the different, a big theme of the trailer, as you can see right here, is pre-war. So the takeaway was like, oh, maybe there'll be significant pre-war segments. In reality, obviously, Fallout 4 has like a half hour of pre-war segments in the intro bit. Not even probably that long. I mean, if you include character creation and everything. But this is pretty interesting. So that's my initial guess. Another big takeaway that I see a lot of people saying in the chat is actually going to be Fallout Online. So I don't know. I don't think that's true due to a statement Todd Howard made a long time ago. Todd Howard kind of said it's going to be what people their next game will be what people expect of them, but different, is what he said specifically. Like, I'm probably not going to be able to find the quote. Let's see if I can find my video on it. But it was something along the lines of, they're working on 2 new games. They're going to be different than what people are used to, but still familiar to longtime fans. It was something along those lines. So let's see, 2 new games. So that kind of coincides with all of this. But the main takeaway from the article was it's going to be an RPG. It's going to be single player, maybe with a minor multiplayer, like co-op component. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Yeah, no. When is Fallout 5 coming out? But either way, I still found it pretty interesting. These two. I really don't know what the takeaway is here. Because I don't think this is one of those things that we could easily predict if it really is kind of crazy and unexpected from Bethesda. Man with the Dagger is a reference to his assassination of Caesar. Again, I don't think any of these are references. I just think they're random. Whoa, did the stream go down? Yeah, it did. Yeah, I think Fallout before the bombs dropped. I think there's going to be a pre-war component. Like, that's genuinely what I think this different part about the next game is. This guy said, billionaire dude saying Fallout 3 remastered, go to bed. I think you're wrong. Like, I think we'll get a type of Fallout 3 remaster, like Fallout 3 remastered on the Switch, but I don't think this is it. I don't know. I've really been speculating about, or trying to think. No idea. Yeah, what he said. Fallout Space Edition, Fallout 4 Starfield. Yeah. I mean, it could be the Starfield tie-in. I definitely think that's plausible. What space? I mean, Fallout in space. Like, at the end of the day, do people want, you know, like a space game in the Fallout universe? Like, they have this tried and true formula that is consistently working. You know, I mean, obviously there's going to be some kind of innovation with this game, but how big of an innovation? Or yeah, maybe it's a different time frame. That's pretty interesting also. Not earlier, but later. Or one other thing I was thinking, takes the series in a brand new direction. Maybe it's going to be a different country. Obviously, all of the Fallout games. So yeah, literally, I think all 6? Fallout 1, 2, whatever. All the Fallout games that have been released thus far have taken place in the US. Largely, obviously, some of the DLCs take you out of the US, things like that. But maybe this will be in China, in Europe. Maybe it's because like the European lore, if you actually look at Fallout Europe lore, there's like nothing there compared to the US. Like, look at this. This is all of the European Commonwealth lore. Maybe this is going to be Bethesda's attempt to actually expand on that. I think that also could be pretty plausible because you kind of have to throw out a lot of those existing ideas. Another country, please. China, Canada. Yeah, China I could see, but the only problem is I imagine a lot of people that play Fallout are English speaking. So how do you do a China game without, you know, English? Like, you know, oops. I don't know. I could see that being kind of difficult. The guy with the Pip-Boy has a Fallout 3 version. Again, I think people are just reading way too much into the random things they do during the stream. I don't think they correspond to things. The man with the dagger is the son of Harpy from Game of Thrones. Yeah, I know. Why not look for clues and hints in current games? Because I feel like that's more coincidence than anything. Mothership Zeta was in space. Yeah, it was on one spaceship, though. I mean, it could have been underground for all we cared. It would have been exactly the same. You're just confined to one location. There was no such thing as space travel or exploring new planets, going to moons, things like that. So those are the first two major things. I mean, this one in particular, I think is immensely interesting. It takes the series in a brand new direction. And it's a new game. So that likely implies that, all right, it's either going to be Fallout 5 or it's going to be a Fallout spinoff. So like, let's say Fallout Starfield Edition or Fallout New Orleans, Fallout New York. Yeah, I saw Obsidian's tweets. Obsidian's not making the game. We also know that, in case you needed further confirmation. Pete Hines is getting savage on someone. If I could spell Obsidian. Oops. Yeah, so in case you actually thought it was Obsidian, nope. It's not us. And the other thing that was actually pretty interesting during the talk show, in the middle of this, or in the middle, not the talk show, in the stream, in the middle of the talk show, or I keep saying, in the middle of the stream, it actually got changed from IRL to standby, or to talk show. So that's interesting because if you actually go on twitch.tv, you see there's, oh, please don't play. What the hell? What is that? Like there's all these different topics. So you have to set one manually. So originally it was IRL, but then they switched it to talk show, which I don't even see. Oh, right here. So I'm thinking what might have actually happened is they were doing IRL and someone from Twitch was like, hey, this is not IRL and it's a talk show, and they yelled at them or sent them an email angry or something. That's my hypothesis on that one. I don't think it actually is meaningful. I just think they actually got yelled at by twitch.tv because it was the biggest stream and in the wrong category, arguably. I mean, there's still 83,000 people watching a sleeping Pip-Boy. Fallout Battle Royale? I mean, yeah, maybe, but like they would have to be so stupid to actually do a Fallout oh, I already had this open. A Fallout Battle Royale. I don't think it's that. Again, I really think the major interesting part is this is a new game. Like, I don't know what that could be. I mean, we're going to find out at 9:45 a.m. tomorrow. So that's reassuring. A multiple state Fallout? That would also be distinctive. But is that really wowing? I mean, did this guy post anything else on here? Postings. Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's not just a remaster. I think I showed this. Yeah. And we're not gonna expect what it is. That's the interesting part about that. We're not gonna expect it. I mean, Fallout right after. Okay. Oh, that would actually be interesting too. Maybe Fallout not in a vault. Like you were just in one of the non-major cities. Like it takes place right as the bombs dropped, but it's like you, instead of seeing society trying to rebuild itself, you see society crumble. That would be pretty interesting. Like, you know, because they bombed. This is a weird GIF. I don't want to look at it. They bombed all of the major cities. And then let's say this particular city, you're on the outskirts of New York City. You're in upstate New York where no bombs dropped, and there's obviously effects because of all this stuff and all these people dying, but Fallout Ultimate Edition? Yeah, there's going to be a trailer tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. How does it feel to have 3,000 plus people watch me live stream? Pretty good, actually. What if it Fallout months or weeks before the bomb? What if it's Fallout months or... Oh, that's kind of what I just said. I want a new game, but I bet on a Fallout 3 remaster. I think if it's a Fallout 3 remaster, it got way out of control. And I know Bethesda doesn't typically like control the hype, but I think a lot of people would be really disappointed. They can't do Battle Royale as they've been popular for a year. Fallout games take years to develop. Oh, that is actually a good point. So rip Starfield? I mean, Starfield might just be the next game. You know what I mean? Starfield may just not have been released yet. I was never a big supporter of the Starfield thing. You know, in my defense. Should I get the anti-material rifle? Maybe. You have to really want it. I think what happened in China is pretty much exactly what happened in the US in Fallout. The bombs did drop in New York. The announcer says at the beginning of Fallout 4. Yeah, no, I know the bombs dropped in New York, but that's not to say they destroyed everything. You know what I mean? New York's a pretty big state. There's upstate New York, Long Island, and then you could have the rubble of New York City. So they don't actually have to build or create New York City. What if we revisit a past location? Oh, that's actually also a really interesting concept. Thanks, Philip Starkey. I appreciate the $10. That's interesting. What if takes a series in a brand new direction? Is that brand new, though? Is that how you would describe it? But that would be an interesting game. Like, let's say we go back to the Commonwealth after the events of Fallout 3. Or not to the Commonwealth, to the Capital Wasteland. But it's after the events of Fallout 3. And that's how they celebrate the 10-year Fallout. That would be a really interesting game, actually. It seems there's some info you misses. Keep looking. Like what, Rice? What could that possibly mean? What? I don't know what other info I could be missing. JuiceHead's on YouTube live trending. Am I really? How do you actually know that? Gaming.youtube. A new Fallout with the better karma system. I mean, that would be cool. Oh yeah, I am on YouTube live trending. That's actually pretty funny. Maybe it isn't after Great War. Oh, it's ES6. Please check Twitter message to see my theory. My account is Space Cow. Okay. Hey man, I DM'd you a theory on Twitter. Did you receive it? Can you take a look? Do you expect Fallout to become Bethesda's cash cow with this? Yeah, I imagine this will sell amazingly. Like, I think it has to almost. New York City is not even in New York City is also not even in New York. What? The champ. You know, yeah, New York City is in New York. Coming from someone who lives in New York. Maybe it isn't after Great War, but before Fallout. What was this one? Oh, it was just $5. Thanks, Brad Dobbs. What if your Australia didn't get bombed? You're trying to rescue survivors, get stuck in the... Oh, an area that didn't get bombed, like Australia? That would actually be really interesting. What about the Chris Avellone Twitter photo change? Yeah, so that's actually something else that went down. So Chris Avellone, wait, he didn't change it today, right? Yeah, no, this guy changed his Twitter photo like a year ago and retweeted it. And what was it? That's my sock. Yeah, he changed his photo to this, and he actually retweeted. Like it's almost like he wanted people to see it, saying that I missed you so much on October 2nd, 2017. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure what that actually means, but it's pretty freaking interesting. And Chris Avellone, if you don't know, he was like one of the head guys on Fallout New Vegas. Did I get another donation? Oh yeah. Oh no, that was a Chris Avellone one. If we got Fallout New York, they should put Ottawa as the DLC. Mostly because I'd want to see them put my building. Yeah, that's part of the reason I'm hoping they do Fallout New York, because I live in New York. So that would be pretty awesome. Is it a Fallout 3 remaster and a new Fallout game? Yeah, I think it is. Personally. Thanks for answering my questions. You're a pretty cool guy. Thanks, man. Thanks for watching. This game and the speculation that goes along with it will give you a lot of well-deserved views and subs, man. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Check my DM. So far, all Fallouts are East or West Coast. A new direction could be literally a new compass direction like Canada or Mexico. Oh, that's also really interesting. Brand new direction. What else does it say? I don't think anyone's going to guess what it is. So maybe it's just like an obscure state. USA map? Like a state that no one's really expecting. I mean, Texas, everyone's hoping for. That wouldn't shock me, because so many people want it. Oh, back into sneak made I go. See, like that stuff, like Rice, I just can't tell if you're being serious or not, you know? Like maybe you are, but how do I know? Fallout DC after Project Purity. Yeah, like something like that I think could maybe be it. It's tactics too. I mean, that would be plausible. No one would expect that. It's most likely a Fallout remaster based on balloons. I don't think those correspond to anything, because by that same logic, it's most likely a Game of Thrones game, because there's a guy with Game of Thrones. What is he? He's the children or Sons of Harpy. I think it's Michigan. Michigan could be plausible. I think it's gonna be like a new country, because I think that would be really freaking cool. It would get a lot of people excited. Preston Garby for this element. Hell yeah, Preston. And I just think there's a lot of appeal to it being a Fallout in Canada or something, or on the border. I actually speculated that in like a video a long time ago, saying like, where will Fallout 5 take place? I said it would be really cool to see like a border game. An airplane? That could be cool. Or someone like an astronaut that returns. Starfield? That's like a stretch though. JuiceHead is so big now. Everyone subscribe. Yeah, everyone subscribe. Well, I'm going to be live streaming again tomorrow, if you guys are interested. Did I miss a donation? Stephen Lee. Thank you, Stephen Lee, for the $2. Fallout Hawaii. Facecam. No, I can't do a facecam, buddy. Sorry. Kentucky. Japan, Fallout Borderlands, Fallout Tower Defense. Fallout Tower Defense would be kind of funny. I mean, I don't think that's actually going to happen, though. I mean, largely with this video, I just kind of wanted to recap exactly what I personally expect. I'm sorry I'm spamming you, but check my theory. Check my DMs. Theater dude. Alright, I'll check your theory. Obviously, I'm not going to do it on the camera, though. I don't actually think I have a message from you. I probably have a ton of YouTube messages that it's so difficult to check YouTube messages. What happened tomorrow at 9:30 a.m.? What is happening? Tomorrow at 9:45, I think the trailer is going to drop, and I will be live streaming it. But yeah, that should probably be around early tomorrow. Puerto Rico, Skyrim, Miami. I mean, that pretty much covers it, though. I mean, I just want to kind of get my thoughts out there. Again, I wanted to have this be more of a discussion. That's why I wanted to live stream it. So if you guys like missed the earlier parts, I go over everything I have here. Fallout New Orleans. Thanks for the donation, Owen. That would be cool, but I don't know. That would be a hell of a coincidence that it was a big rumor. It's Twitter, but I like looked through my DMs. I saw a few theories, but I think Starfield is DLC for Prey. Here's some cash because I love your content so much. Thank you, man. Yeah, I think Starfield's DLC for Prey also. I predict that. You caught a JuiceHead stream live? Yeah, man. I mean, even if you don't, though, it's always uploaded after the fact, so it's no biggie. But, yeah, so if you guys want to subscribe, if you want to, I will be live streaming tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. I'll be doing a full trailer breakdown. And, yeah, it's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. So if you enjoyed the stream, you can leave a like. It helps, like, so more people will see this. Thank you for all of you who have been donating. Thank you, Hot Chocolate Gamer. Love your vids. Fallout Office Sim. Yeah, maybe. What if your English class is at 9:45? Well, I guess you're missing English tomorrow, buddy. And yeah, as always, again, I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. And I will see you tomorrow, bright and early, for an exciting live stream to find out what this next Fallout is all about. Later, guys.